Do you remember Governor Andrew Gillum? You don't? You might remember him as the guy that was found buck naked earlier this year in a hotel room in Miami Beach. But did you know we were this close to a Governor Andrew Gillum? Now, how come he didn't become governor? Actually, he would have, because what happened is in 2018, the narrow margin of between Andrew Gillum and current governor DeSantis was very close, and it kept getting closer and closer after the polls closed. After the polls closed, they kept finding new ballots here in Broward County and to a lesser extent in Palm Beach County, and it kept getting narrower and narrower. And all the nervous Nellies out there, they were all panicking. They were panicking that Andrew Gillum was going to steal the election. There's nothing you could do about it because they're going to continue counting the votes, the found translation, fraudulent ballots until Andrew Gillum had enough votes to declare victory. But what happened? I'm going to tell you what happened. The then governor, Rick Scott, filed a lawsuit and put a halt to the counting of the ballots. That's exactly what President Donald Trump is going to be doing today. They're putting a halt to the counting of these fraudulent ballots. Now, I admit, last night when I saw what was going on, I was probably like a lot of you people out there, like nervous and on the edge of panic. And I admit, when I woke up, I had the same sort of attitude. I barely got any sleep. So, you guys that know me probably see I'm a little bit different today. But what calmed me down is I turned on the Steve Kane radio show, which you can get either on iHeartRadio, just a reference, WWNN 1470 AM, or what I did is I watched it on YouTube. I'm going to have a link, by the way, because this is real important. I'm going to have a link to the YouTube channel because I know that Brian Craig is going to be talking about this all this week. Very important. And he calmed me down because he put everything in a proper perspective. And it brought me back to 2018, to just after the election, where here in Broward, all these ballots were mysteriously found, and they all heavily favored, of course, Andrew Gillum. And watch today's show. I'm going to have a link below to it, but bookmark. If you haven't bookmarked, book the channel and watch it, because he stated what absolutely has happened. Donald Trump won the election, and he won by quite a bit in these states. And what they're doing now is they're manufacturing these new ballots found all over the place. In fact, I'm going to show you, before I leave, I'm going to show you one example that's unbelievable of their fraud. It's a big tell on their fraud. So, and I'm sure Rush Limbaugh is going to be talking about the same thing later today. But so relax. Well, I won't say relax. Be vigilant. Be vigilant. Don't accept the narrative. That's what they want. They want you to be demoralized, accept their stealing of the election. It's not going to happen. Just like in Florida in 2018, there's going to be the counting is going to be halted. We're going to look at what they were doing, the shenanigans they were pulling already in the ballots. In fact, one big shenanigan in Michigan. Gateway Pundit just had a great piece about the shenanigans in Wisconsin. That's very obvious. So go to the Gateway Pundit and look what he has to say about what's going on in Wisconsin. And right now, I'm going to show you obvious vote fraud that's been going on in Michigan, and we know this is what's going to happen in Pennsylvania. But I know that they're going to stop the vote counting there, or the found votes, just like in Broward County here. As a result, we have Governor DeSantis. Oh, and also as a result, they replaced the corrupt supervisor of elections here with somebody honest. And did you notice, for the first time in years, Last night, Broward County reported their votes on time. They didn't find any new votes this morning or anything like that. In the past, Broward County was always the last county to report their ballots in Florida because they had to see how many extra votes they needed to slip into the system. So let's take a look at one example of, and then there's many. I think there's many examples out there. Like I said, Gateway Pundit has. I'm going to show you the one example from Michigan. Yeah, here's another example of more than obvious vote fraud. And by the way, there's other examples out there. Like I said, Gateway Pundit has it in Michigan. I'm sorry, in Wisconsin, and it's. I know it's going on in Pennsylvania. They are attempting it in Georgia. But anyway, let's talk about Michigan here. Here we have screenshots of two vote totals several hours apart. I believe it's 4 hours apart. Here we have the original. Donald Trump, 2,200,902, 51.7. And then Joe Biden, he's about a little over, let's see. Actually, he's about a little over 208,000 behind. He's about 208,000 behind. He's trailing. Now, here it is. Here's a few hours later. From what I understand, it's 4 hours later. Here's the totals. And look at this. Joe Biden gained about 140,000 votes. Wow, that's impressive. But you know what's even more impressive, more mysterious, is look at the totals for Trump during that time. In the several hours between Joe Biden at this total and gaining 140,000, Donald Trump gained nothing. His vote total, hours later, after all these votes were counted to give Biden about 140,000 votes, Donald Trump's vote total in the first shot here, 2,200,902, and guess what? 4 hours later, 2,200,902. Exactly the same amount. What are the likelihood of that happening? What are the likelihood of that happening? I ask you that. Now, not only that, guess what? They must have been just focused on Joe Biden. We got to help Joe. We got to help Joe. They forgot about everybody else. Even the minor candidates, no vote change at all. Joe Jorgensen, 49,198. Here we are several hours later for 49,198. Howie Hawkins, 10,559. Howie Hawkins, 10,559. And finally, Don Blankenship, 6,549. And hours later, he also has 6,549. Nobody gained a single vote, not one, not even one vote, not one vote except for Joe Biden. Now, how likely is it that they found all those ballots and every single one of them, without exception, was Joe Biden? And as I said, this hopefully, I know they'll be investigating this. This is obvious fraud. There's other examples as well. So don't accept the narrative that the left-wing media, the social media, the Democrats are trying to perpetuate. It's a fraud. They are trying to steal the election. They're not going to get away with it. President Donald Trump has your back.